This is Andrew Brannigan. Some people call me Nurse Ratchet. I'm going to give you guys what I thought would have been a good video when I first started playing with slot cars a few months ago, and give you a little advanced knowledge in a nutshell real quickly. Like, I want to talk about controllers. Everybody said if you get an AFX, it's going to come with this 120 ohm resistance controller, resistance based. It's got a little resistor inside of there. The wiper runs across it, and when it runs across it, it lowers the resistance until it's fully open and all the current can run through. This is another variation of that same thing. It uses a little wiper, and there you can even see it more. Whoops, wrong side. You can see the little copper wiper running across the resistor. Basically, what you need to know, though, is if your set comes with this 120, it's going to work really well with like a Mega G Plus car, okay? The control is there. You can drive it slow, you can drive it fast, and you'll notice that it's got, it doesn't take off initially. You get about halfway down and it starts killing, because this is a really high resistance that's on there. Like this scale electric is 45 ohms. This one's 70 ohms. Okay, that's a Tommy Turbo. This one is 60. So they come in various resistances because the cars have different resistance measurements in their motors. This is a really high resistance. It's like 14, 15 ohms in that can motor in there. Yet this is like 6.5 ohms that comes with the Tyco. So while your high resistance controller will work good with your high resistance car, it's not going to work quite as well with your lower resistance cars. And really 6 is not super low, but for this discussion we'll just say it's a low resistance. Your lower resistance controllers are going to work better with your low resistance car. And you kind of got to play around with it, and most people find out or figure it out when they go and buy them, like a Tyco or a Lifelike type car, and try to run it with this, and it's like the entire throttle is in the last 1/4. You're like, dang man, ain't much throttle control on this one, and you can barely even control it at slow speeds. So that's just a quick, in a nutshell, understanding of these controllers. High resistance controller works best with a high resistance car, okay? So you got to know what you're dealing with your vehicles too. A lot of the cars have lower resistance, a lot of the older ones too. Some of the really old ones have higher resistance, like the T-Jet. So you kind of got to know what you're dealing with, and I would suggest getting on Facebook or in the slot car forum and trying to understand what we're dealing with here. That way you don't waste your money trying to buy a controller that isn't appropriate for your car. If you're going to buy other stuff other than Mega G Plus, get a different controller than this. Do yourself a favor. Have some fun. Let me show you a transistorized one, and I'm going to stop this video. Okay, this is a transistorized Professor motor. Basically, it does not have an ohm rating. In other words, it will work on any type of armature that you have. So, look around, and there's a lot of these too, electronic transistorized controllers. Yeah, they're more expensive, but man, look at this thing. It's worth it. I mean, look at the size difference too. I mean, that's just my opinion. If you're going to be playing with these any more than, one day a week, spend a few bucks, man, and get a decent one like this. I mean, the quality is leaps and bounds over the top. But that's just my 2 cents. If you think it's best to have just these, inexpensive controllers, they've got their use too, man. I mean, there's plenty of that stuff on eBay. And I'm going to do little reviews here and there on some of these controllers. So I just wanted to give a quick background on primarily the resistance-based controllers and how they match up with the resistance of your car. And I hope it was clear enough. Y'all have a good day. Bye.